Hey guys, click those links down below. We got EddiePepitone.com for all his tour dates. We got YouTube.com where you can see all the clips from this show, or you can go to Patreon and subscribe and get it the day that it comes out, plus some exclusive Pepitone stand-up. And now, let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, empty showrooms, bright lights, burning eyes. Welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And here he is. He's on stage to an empty room, but it's full of your love. He's here. He's happy. He's beautiful. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good afternoon, good morning, good night. This is Walter Cronkite. Our president, John F. Kennedy, has been shot, and I'm going to cry a little bit. That's what Cronkite did when Kennedy was shot. Hello, everybody. We are indoors because it has been 105 degrees, like in the mid-hundreds.
It's brutal.
For 6 fucking days. So Kevin was ready to do it outside, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I was ready. I called him. I was like, don't be a wuss. You know, I'm like, come on, let's get out there in the heat. I have one of those sun things, those reflecting beams
that you put in a car.
No. You put it over. Your,
to get the for sun tanning.
I need more sun.
Oh God! I mean, seriously though, I've been miserable. I do not. First of all, I'm very neurotic. I think a lot of you know that. Very neurotic. So when I saw that there would be 7 days in a row of 100-degree heat, because you could check the weather,
yes,
and see the 10-day forecast or whatever, I was like, this is it. I'm gonna fucking die. I mean, I just get fucking crazy.
Do you genuinely think that you're like, this is the end? Like this is like, for real, or
no, not, like the end, but like I get paranoid that AC could go out, the grid could go, and then it's like, oh my God. And I just want to say to the people who live in Phoenix, you're morons now, because I just heard that Phoenix has gotten over 100 consecutive days of 100 consecutive days of over 100-degree temperatures. That's unlivable. But, you talk to people in Phoenix and they're like, oh, but the rents are great. I get a lot of benefits. I don't know what the fuck. It's good for old people. So maybe I'm headed there.
I mean, it is cheap. You're either living in the hellscape of heat or the hellscape of high rents. It's one way or another.
I'd rather have the high rent hellscape. And I'd rather be, like, going on freight trains looking for meals like Jack Dempsey. By the way, Jack Dempsey was called the angry hobo, or Dempsey didn't eat. He was part of the Great Depression, and he had to literally fight for his food. And if it came down to that for me, I would be on freight trains.
Oh, yeah.
And I would be like, look, for a can of beans, why don't we just slug it out?
I could see you surrounded just by a group of hobos with a burning barrel. And then one guy goes, all right, boys, who's ready? And then he throws just one can of beans in the middle, and you got to fight for it.
Yeah. But anyway, the heat here in LA, especially in the Valley, has been so bad that we're indoors here at the Improv Lab. And I've had some of my worst sets here in the lab. For whatever reason, this space, it's small, it's intimate. It can be great, but it's usually not, and I'm not sure why.
No, this stage is the source of some of the worst performances.
Why is that?
I don't know. I shouldn't even say the worst performances, but I would say the worst received performances I've ever seen. The last time I saw you here was for Rocky Roberts' show, House Party.
That I just cut loose.
Oh, you cut loose. It was great.
I had a good time that night. I had a couple of friends at the bar over there, so I wanted to impress them, because I am here to impress other people, not tend to my own needs. I am here for others. I serve others. That's why I do this.
Yeah.
Yes, we get a little Patreon money, but I want to emphasize the word little.
It is a little. Well, you're kind of like the Jesus Christ figure of the comedy world, where you're constantly giving.
I am giving a lot.
You say, forgive and forget. You're always, you say, he who is without sin cast the first stone. I remember you've said that a lot.
He who is without a bad joke cast the first stone.
All the comics go, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this room, I've seen some absolute, I do not know what it is about this room, but I have seen people just bomb up here. And I've felt the anxiety. I've had some less than desirable sets in here. This also is the place where they do a lot of the open mics. So I've been coming to this room for almost a decade, one time or another, and just seeing comedy at its absolute worst.
I remember when the curtain used to be to my left here, to your right, to my left, and I did I think it was I don't know if it was an hour or a one-man show, but I remember Robin Williams was here, and I was hanging out with Robin Williams on and off at the end, sort of near the end of his life. And by the way, if you want to go gently into the night, just call me and I will facilitate your exit. Because as soon as I became friends with Robin Williams, he shortly thereher took his own life.
Do you think you had anything to do with that?
How could I not think that?
I mean, yeah.
You know the deal. I mean, once you start talking to me and hanging out with me, there is a price to pay for that.
Yeah. What was that like, hanging out with Robin Williams?
First of all, I didn't hang out with him much. We were not, great friends or anything, but I just got friendly with him, and we would hang out and talk somewhat, and he was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Very sweet, extremely humble,
Amazing.
What'd
you guys talk about? I want
what
all
did
the
I
information
talk about
this.
We talked about comedy, really.
Yeah.
And
he saw your one-man show here?
Yeah, I did. I think it was a one-man show. And I know what you're thinking, Eddie. I didn't know you do one-man shows. And you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Okay? I do one-man shows. And I've done one-man shows. But I've concentrated now on stand-up. And the difference, a one-man show is like characters. It's not just getting up there and just riffing, even though I want to maintain some of that, I was told recently that Mike Birbiglia goes over his material with a fine-tooth comb, like after he performs that night, he'll go over, and try to tweak a word here and there. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm what you call a failure. No, I mean, I just don't. I can't stay with the material that long. Carlin was also meticulous.
Yes. Yeah, I am very similar. I have a hard time
to me,
to you. Yeah, to sticking to stuff, and I don't know if it's because I'm lazy.
That's part of it.
I don't know if there's this thing, and this you are the probably ultimate example of when I think about this, because in my mind I think, would I be this lazy if I wasn't this talented? If I wasn't able to make up shit on the spot, would I just not?
Well, you couldn't be, I guess.
Yeah. So because like all the stuff that I, and when I go back and I watch my performances and stuff, it's a lot of the interstitial stuff. And you're very similar where when we were putting together your special, when me and Fine Arts were watching you, put it together, he's looking for this, we're got to get these jokes in here. And I know you're not like that, and I know I'm not like that too, where I kind of just like to be loose and flow and everything.
Fuck you, Rocky.
Hey, Rocky.
The great Rocky Laporte's here, and we just want to say hello.
A rapport.
Laporte, right?
Yeah.
Did I get it right? Fucking, I'm unbelievable. I don't even know. These little people to me. They come, they go, but I know their fucking names.
But I mean, you do the same thing where you're able to make up stuff on the spot. Do you think it makes you less studious with the pre-process, the writing process, and
Probably.
stuff? Yeah.
Probably, but it's interesting about the special that I just taped in Chicago, and I realized that there's got to be, a happy medium, especially on a special. You have to go to the stuff that works, and I do, and it's hard for me to like go boom, 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 but on a special, that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, I am pumped to watch it. But yeah, speaking of stuff that works, I think we should get right into a sketch, and then we should do some emails. Read some emails. What do you think? You got
Sounds good.
What should we start it off with?
You know what we haven't done in a long time? Ode to Pepitone.
Oh, I love it. And now for a perfume of perfume, one that burns the eyes. It's Eau de Pepitone.
Alors, bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Tell me, are you looking for a perfume that will make your life sink like the submarine that carried the billionaires to their death?
Pepitone.
Are you looking for a perfume that will make you wish death had its long fingers, bony fingers around your throat?
Pepitone.
Well, then we have a perfume for you. Pepitone, Eau de Pepitone is a tiny bottle of something that is the closest to death you can get.
Indescribable.
It is a little yellow drop. It looks like urine, but that would be an insult to urine.
Pepitone.
It is so toxic. You put a little behind your ears, and then you set out on the town and watch all the people run and scream, children asking for their mothers, mothers asking for their mothers, those mothers asking for their dead mothers, the generations.
Where's my baby?
Eau de Pepitone is a harmful substance that can only accelerate your demise.
Ooh, it burns so good.
Eau de Pepitone is a perfume that is perfect for late stage capitalism.
Cha-ching.
That's right. Eau de Pepitone would have been great in the early stages of capitalism when there was completely no regulations and workers had to be in debtors' prisons and they had to... By the way, my French accent's starting to go.
It goes, it comes.
But Eau de Pepitone, now in the end stages of capitalism, where capitalism is eating its own tail, where it has turned people and nature into commodities, and the end is very close. This is why Eau de Pepitone is perfect for end stage capitalism.
Pepitone!
Put some on, go to the top of a very tall building, stand on the ledge of this very tall building, look down, and fly away. And as you do, you will be sending the Eau de Pepitone wafting all over as you plummet to your death.
Ooh, Pepitone.
Eau de Pepitone is something you can literally take to your grave.
Pick it up today!
Well, we're into the podcast now.
We feel good.
Now you
baby.
wanted to go on some emails?
Let's do it. I love Eau de Pepitone. It's
Got a good email today.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, email us. We love it. And we do requests on emails, as we're about to do now. Joanne and Stephen Crimmins.
That's right. Hi, Eddie. We were absolutely delighted that you read our letter and did our requests.
My
on a recent
pleasure,
episode.
by the way. And that's why people should email us at, what is it?
EddiePepPodcast@gmail.com.
EddiePepPodcast@gmail.com. Sorry, I'm burping up an almond croissant.
Oh, not to brag. Thank you so much. The few minutes of tertiary stardom left us giddy with excitement.
Tertiary stardom, by the way, is something that anybody can achieve. And that means stardom that is tertiary to another star. And it's reflected in our galaxy of planets and stars, like the Andromeda Galaxy is a star in the galaxy, and the Horsehead Nebulae, because it's tertiary to the Andromeda Galaxy, is a star because of it.
I'm kind of like the something nebula to your Andromeda Galaxy, you know.
Yeah.
I try to, you know.
I've run out of stars for this analogy because I used to know a lot of planets and stars, and then I got a bad stomach.
Oh yeah. That it'll get you. It'll get you every time.
I've had a bad stomach, folks.
The few minutes of tertiary stardom left us giddy with excitement, so we've decided to submit more bits for your consideration. So they've got about 5 or 6 bits here. So the Boeing
more than 5 or 6.
Yeah, there's quite a few here.
But anyway, I love a lot of these ideas, and let's.
So she said she also wants to give a shout out. They watched you on 10-Year-Old Tom. And The Life and Times of Tom, and they loved it. And they said,
well, thank you so much, Joanne.
They're going to see you in Baltimore.
Yes, the Auto Bar.
Yeah.
I am touring the East Coast, so go to EddiePepitone.com, Philly, Baltimore, Connecticut, Somerville, Massachusetts. It goes on and on.
I try to put a little clip at the front that shows all the tour dates on there, so that everybody can see those from there. So if you're not watching the video, go check that out. But yeah, we got a couple here. The Italian alien discusses his family of origin in psychotherapy. I thought
let's do that
could
one
be a
first.
Good one.
And again, thank you, Joanne, for these suggestions, Joanne and Steve. Joanne and Steve live in a silo, and it's shot underground.
Yeah.
They live in an underground silo at the basin of a small river that nobody. Anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do.
Yeah.
This is the Italian alien. Shout out to Max. Italian alien. In psychotherapy.
Yeah.
So you'll be the shrink, I guess.
And now, Italian alien in psychotherapy.
I thought that's 2 on the nose.
It does feel quite. Okay, how will we do this? And now, another discussion of psychology on this episode of Foreign Problems. The Italian alien discusses his family of origin with his psychotherapist.
I love breaking your balls about these intros.
I think it's good podcast, great fodder. You know, it's great fodder for good podcasting.
Yeah.
All right, here, let's do it again. All right. And now, psychological theater with the Italian alien.
Anyway, doctor, I am feeling very unhappy.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, the thing is, I want to take over the world because there's a lot of pressure on me from outside sources. When you're an alien and you come to the planet Earth, you're expected to take over the world, and it's a lot of pressure.
And now, who's having these expectations?
My leader, Zorgon 21, and he doesn't treat me good. I want love like anybody because my papa who was a little alien from Gushna planet. Gushna planet is this beautiful planet right in the heart of Maranaraville. Maranaraville is the galaxy where I come from. Anyway, Doctor, I'm very sad, I have friends from the mozzarella region of Gushna who make fun of me that I haven't taken over the earth, and I feel, I don't know, I can't even make a laugh to any of the earthlings because my penis get no hard.
Well, now we have medication for that, absolutely. But I feel like, why are you continually going to these places that haven't given you love in the past in order to constantly look for them?
Are you saying that I tend to go to places that I know I won't get love, reenacting a pattern from my childhood with my father?
I think
and my mother, she used to beat me with a rolling pin. People don't even know what the rolling pins are anymore, but she used to make the dough very flat for the pizza in Maranaraville, where I was born next to a river of tomato sauce.
Now, you've brought up this memory of your mother flattening out and beating you with the rolling pin a lot. Now,
it hurts to think about it.
Now, do you feel like that is one of those things that's you're really fixating on this moment? This happened many years ago, and do you feel that is the source of some of your desire to take over the world, as you put it?
Well, I could feel that is the source of my desire, but that and $5.50 will get me a cup of coffee and a Starbucks, Doctor. Where are we going with this analysis? Wait, I have to say this every 5 minutes. Take me to your leader.
Now,
I have to say that by law from the Italian alien.
That's right. Now, the leader, you feel there's a lot of pressure from the leader.
He's a very, very, very hard man.
Yeah.
He's constantly saying, take over the world, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, give me time.
Now, what if you didn't take over the world? What would that look like?
It would, then I would have to go back to Ganush, over there in Marinaraville, and I'd have to say I could do it. And he would be like, well, then we're going to have to melt you down and make you into an automobile. When we fell in my planet, you got melted down and sold to a Ford Motor.
Now, you literally get melted down and sold to Ford Motor?
Yes.
Oh, that's a horrible existence. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Now,
I haven't gone through it yet.
Oh, well,
I haven't been melted down yet, but if I don't take over the planet...
Yeah. No, I think, a lot of this anger, it does stem from your relationship with your mother. I think it would be a healthy exercise if maybe you were to maybe have a conversation with your mother and at some point try to let it go. Try to forgive her a little.
Okay, so we'll role play. You be mommy?
Hey, son, here I am with my rolling pin. I'm going to hit you here, but, I'm a violent, angry...
Mother, I just want to throw a little, we don't call it ball in Ganush. We call it Sivranran. I just want to throw a Sivranran with you.
All right. Now here we go. I'll take the Sivranran. We're going to throw it back.
Oh, thank you, Mama.
Here to throw the ball back and forth.
Mama, how come you love Bushka better than me? Bushka's my brother. How come you love Bushka better?
I love you both the same.
Bullshit, Mama!
We're actually out of time. I'm so sorry.
This was a good session. And I appreciate it, Doctor. Now, I don't know if my insurance covers all of the session.
Did we? Yeah, we actually didn't. We actually did have some issues with your insurance.
Oh, well, okay. I will contact them, and whatever they don't pay, I will pay with death, because I will rule this world, and you will be part of my dominant rule. I'm kidding, doctor, but I will pay you.
Okay. And thanks for joining us on another episode of Psychological in Space. Great times.
Yeah, let's hear another
Yeah, they have.
suggestion, because I liked a lot of these suggestions.
Okay, this one. You audition as the mascot for a Chuck E. Cheese franchise in the Midwest.
Okay. What is the mascot of Chuck E. Cheese?
I think it's literally Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you run the audition.
Okay, y'all, come on in next. You're going to have you come on in now. Okay, sir. Now, you're Edward Pepito.
That's Pepitone.
Okay, y'all. Okay, that's...
By the way, I need the job because I have 6 children, and they pull at my pant leg going, Papa,
Awesome.
when are we going to eat? So I don't, want to sway you one way or another. I'm sure you see a lot of talented, desperate people here at Chuck E. Cheese. I know the competition is stiff, but what does this pay exactly?
Well, now we're doing it's a minimum wage plus tips here, and we don't, we
Do any of
do
these
offer-
fucking people tip? Because I've seen the people who
Now-
go into Chuck E. Cheese, no offense, and they seem horrible.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of problems with these people, but it's mostly kids tugging at your pants.
That's
here.
just like my children. All right.
Did you have something you prepared for
Yes,
us?
I did. I prepared a monologue from King Lear.
Oh, I love King Lear. Oh, this is great.
Okay.
Now, this is just for the Chuck E. Cheese. We're just going to have you in the costume walking around.
Yeah.
I
I know, but I wanted to
doing
show,
a lot of this,
Well,
but
I wanted to show you that,
got a little range.
I got a little range.
Okay,
So
now go ahead whenever you're
tell
ready.
me when to start.
Whenever you're ready. Y'all.
Okay,
This
I'm
is
ready.
sweet
Ready?
pie.
Blow, wind, blow! Blow, wind, blow! My daughters, only one of them loves me, and Cordelia, I don't fucking love you, My hands incarnadine. They are red as the... That's all I got.
Wow.
But anyway, and also, I can walk. Let me show you some of my physical
Oh, yeah.
movements that
I like that.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do. Hey, kids.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
pretty good.
kids.
Could you now? How about if we do one like where you're surprised, like if you're surprised, like you're surprised with a little.
All
clip.
right. Whoa! What the fuck was that? I
Well,
would do
yeah,
without the
well,
cursing.
Of course. Yeah, well, yeah.
But I mean, I'm just being real for you now. Let me try it without the cursing.
All right.
What the heck was that? Is that okay?
Oh, that's lovely. That was absolutely lovely. Now, there's going to be we got no ability to speak here. It's just going to be all y'all just using
no
your hands.
speaking?
No speaking. It's just you're in the Chuck E. Cheese. Could you put this little fake guitar on real quick for me here?
Sure.
There you go. And let's just go ahead and put the head on. Here, let's get you the head right here. There you go. Now, you Chuck now. All right.
Oh, we don't talk, though.
No talking now. Just, oh, that's good. That's good. That's great. Now, I did notice you haven't been wearing any pants for this whole interview. Is that something
Well,
you regularly do?
I make my own clothing in the
Oh.
little hovel
Oh, that's so impressive.
that I live in, and I'm halfway done with a pair of pants. I got one of the legs done, the other leg. I got a leg up. I don't have all of it
That's
done
very
yet.
good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway, yeah.
you can have those pants done by the time you could come work for us.
When would you need me?
I mean, we could use you by this afternoon. We got lots of little kids coming in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I live close by, and I could put it. I have a friend who's a milliner. You know what a milliner is?
I don't.
Nobody does anymore. Milliners used to carry this country on their backs, and now. Anyway, I have a friend who's a milliner, so if you need.
Now, I'm going to ask you something. This is way out of character for me, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't happen to be dating anybody, would you?
Right now, I'm in between relationships.
Well,
I was going to use a Rita Rudner line. She was a comedian. She said, right now I'm in between fantasies. I don't know if you've ever
I have
seen Rudner. I
have.
love going to Vegas
I love it. It's great.
when I can, when the children are fed.
Well, if you want to meet me back in the bathroom about 20 minutes, then we can.
What
get
now?
all
Hold
this
on here.
paperwork
What
going.
is going? You want to meet in the bathroom and have like illicit?
I'd love you to keep that head on, and then maybe keep that little plastic guitar.
Oh, I see. You're what we call a furry.
Yeah. Well, I like Chucky. I like. Me a Chuck E.
I
Cheese.
see. This is a little disturbing, I think.
I think it might be a little bit disturbing. don't let me up the ladder. know
Now,
about
let me
this.
ask you this. If we do have relations in the bathroom in 20 minutes, will that help me as far as being in your good graces?
Well, I try not to be biased with my interviews and whatnot. And if you're able to get those pants finished by this afternoon, then I think there's nothing in the way. But I will say,
All right.
you could
Let me
move up your
weigh
chances a
this.
little.
I have a sponsor in a 12-step program,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to run a lot of things by him.
Yeah,
You know, and I'd have to ask him if he thinks it's appropriate. Do you mind if I give him a ring right now?
Oh, not at all. Go right ahead.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey.
Listen, I've been offered the job here at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah.
And but the guy doing the interview wants me to, I'm guessing, blow him in the bathroom. What do you think that's something I should do? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Yes, I will do it. I'll be there.
Oh, that sounds great, y'all.
Anyway, yeah.
And thanks for joining us on Eddie Auditions for Chuck E. Cheese in the Midwest. I just went with Paula Dean. I didn't know if there was anything better. Hey, y'all. That's great, y'all.
What else we got from
Well, I say we got
Joanne and Steve?
We got quite a few. The Nabisco CEO is outraged the library doesn't have his book club book. The Nestle CEO gets mad at a waiter for serving free water.
That's very funny.
You want to do that one?
Okay.
Or we could just do we could do a standard and come back to this one on another episode.
Let's do one standard.
All right. We got guided meditation.
Let's do guided.
Do a guided. And as the kitchen employees clock in for another day of work, and we occupy a space that people aren't familiar with, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, fellow seekers, fellow curious people, fellow God hunters. Are you a God hunter? And by God, I just mean anything that gives you a reason to live. Sometimes my God is Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia. Other times my God is someone's finger in my anus. Anyway, I want you all, I hope you're in light-fitting clothing. I hope you didn't mind my inappropriate remark about the anus, but the anus is very important to enlightenment, to relaxation, and especially to making your way through Chuck E. Cheese. Now, with your first in-breath, I want you to feel a great, big, a very, very large, big ball of light. And this light has nothing but love in it. This light it's healing you, okay? The color is a raspberry tinted blue, and this light is bathing. It starts at the top of your head, and then it takes a break and it scrolls on its computer and it looks up if it's making any money on Patreon and residuals, and then the light comes back into your body and it heals your chest, and then it takes another break and it jerks off, and then it goes into your stomach. So let this light go through your body all the way down to your toes, where it's making your toes just tingle. Your toes are tingling with enthusiasm, with excitement, but most of all with the peace of love, the peace of light. And now with your first out breath, I want you to let out all of the bacon bits that have gotten stuck in the throat, all of the food that's gotten stuck in the back of your throat, every bit of nastiness that you have eaten. I want you to let that out. Let it out. Let out the half salami sandwich that's been stuck in there since John F. Kennedy was shot. Second mention of John F. Kennedy's assassination on today's podcast. And now, with your next in-breath, I want you to breathe in prosperity. That's right. I want you to breathe in prosperity. Now, I'm not talking about financial success. I'm talking about the new chemical made by Dow Chemical. It's called prosperity. It helps kill weeds and it helps kill wasps. And not the flying kind, but white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And just breathe that in. Just breathe in prosperity, the new chemical from Dow or Monsanto or Bayer, whatever they call themselves now to avoid legal trouble. That's what they're doing. And now, with your final out breath, I want you to find a very large knife. I want you to go into your kitchen. I want you to find a knife that's got the feel of the divine, a knife that has your best interests at heart. And I want you to take it, and I want you to take that knife, and I want you to look at your reflection in that knife and say the following mantra: how did my life get to this horrible point?
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone. Beautiful. It's hard to look at your reflection in a knife.
Unless you really keep the knife buffed.
That is true. You ever get into a polishing craze?
Now, if you're speaking metaphorically about jerking off, yeah, no, because they call that polishing the candle.
They do
for men, anyway.
Yeah. Well, or the doorknob, depending on how well endowed you are.
I see. Well, then I'd have to say mine would be the peanut. Polishing the peanut.
I like it. Great alliteration too. Double P. Polishing the peanut.
Well, I went to finishing school, and at finishing school, I went to Tom Frederick's finishing school, and after that school, I was finished. I was fucking finished, and that's the great thing about finishing school. If you go to finishing school, once you're done, you're finished.
That's how they know that they've done a good job.
You're finished.
Yeah, you're done. I'm finished.
You're done.
I'm done. I've been finishing. I tell my wife every time she's disappointed about my performance in the bedroom, I go, baby, I told you I went to finishing school. I finish. I know. I'm great.
No, I know.
Staying in it. I didn't go to staying in it school. I didn't go to longevity
I didn't go
school.
to pleasing you school.
No, I went to finishing school.
I went to finishing school.
I'm great at finishing. I'm fantastic. I did want to read one other thing here.
Okay.
We had a comment on the Patreon from one of our lovely patrons. Here we go. I got to find it again. Here we go.
Folks, while Kevin is looking for this comment on Patreon, just remember you have to be your own best friend. Did you find it?
I did.
Okay, good, because I didn't know where I was going.
This is from Roth D. I forgot about the scary story. I got caught in a flash flood in Utah hiking with my family. We all huddled on a huge boulder along the trail for about an hour. Or an hour or so. And then we walked through the nasty water as it went down enough. The Rangers were at our car when we got there, and there was a big washed away part of the gravel road from the flood. If the boulder had not been there, ...
And who was that from?
Roth.
Oh, Roth. Yeah. Hey, Roth. Yeah. Roth, thank you for that comment. And we did the scary story when we were in the park and it was actual night. But what Roth is talking about is everybody's future because of climate change. You know, rivers overflow constantly. There's constant flooding.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be food shortages soon. There'll be just basically a lot of bloodletting. A lot of bloodletting, survival, and Roth in it. Now, that sounds like that's not like a that is psychologically scary.
Oh, yeah.
But
terrifying.
it's not like ghost scary, but it's scarier than that because it's real.
You ever get lost?
Yeah. Yeah. In the woods?
Literally or metaphorically. I know metaphorically.
Well, I am lost, yes.
I mean, aren't we all?
Well, I don't know.
Groping
I
in
think
the
some
darkness?
people are okay.
I think some people are better at pretending than others, but
That's true.
I feel like we all are.
We all are making it up as we go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that I as a thought, because there's sometimes I remember, especially as a salesman, people would say, you know, they'd be like, how many are you going to get this month? And you go, and after years of doing this, I would go, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get 1 million. And they would go, well, Kevin, come on now. But I would always be like that. Just because I'm able to say something with confidence has no outcome on whether or not it's going to happen in the future.
Well, that's that bullshit fucking sales.
Yeah.
You know, the corporate bullshit of like, let's fucking put our best forward here today. We're Shell Oil, goddammit. Fuck me with Shell Oil. Fucking blow me. Turn that louder. With Shell Oil. Will you just put your finger in my anus with Shell Oil? We need to get these profits up.
You notice the profits have been dipping quite a bit.
God damn it, that feels good.
And you know, look,
put your mouth where your money is. Or put your money where
to electric, you know, and
God damn it, I love your lips, Henderson.
And,
I love your lips, Henderson.
Thank you very much. You know, I appreciate that.
It's that bullshit corporate.
But because you said like we're all faking it, and I do think that the people that you look at and you go, man, they got to figure it out. I think they're just going, I'm going to get 1 million this month. You know,
the people who are really healthy, I think, are people who just put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah,
and they keep going, but they're comfortable. And here's the key: they're comfortable with failure, because failure is the key to success. Do you understand? I mean it. Failure is the key to success. If you can let yourself fail, stand-up is a great example of it. And this has been a room where I have failed.
Same.
You know?
Yeah.
But, I when I get invited here to do a show, I'll come and do it because what else am I going to do? Am I going to sit at home trying to get that ingrown nail out with, a hammer that I have, a hammer that the foot doctor told me, this will get your nail out, and it doesn't.
There's much better tools out there.
Yeah.
But failure, I've told my kids multiple times, you need to get good at being bad at things.
Did you say that to them?
I've said it to them.
Well, they have a great example.
Oh, I tell you what. So when we moved to LA, like it was a big thing because we sold a house, and like I'm basically saying I'm going to be in poverty because all I want to do is art. You know, I want to do stand up, I want to do comedy, I want to try to act, all this stuff. But it literally, that big anxiety of like my kids are going to watch me fail, like they're going to, because 999 times out of 1,000 you don't make it in Hollywood, and I'm doing that. So I would talk to my friends about this and be like, because they're like, look, they're going to see their dad attempting something that he says that he loves, and going out and kind of putting his money where his mouth is. It's not about the success as much as it's about watching somebody, put effort out there and be willing to fail. And show your kids what it looks like to get back up, constantly. And eventually I won't be falling down as much, God willing, but
Right. Well, yeah. What I do is I make sure I have a soft landing. Like I have Nerf. Nerf. Nobody talks about Nerf anymore.
Not enough.
But if you put enough Nerf in front of you, your falls can be broken.
Negligible
falls, or padding in general. A lot of times I'll just go into a pharmacy, let's say CVS, and go, I need fucking padding, and I curse because I want them to know the extremity of it.
Well, they'll take you seriously.
They take me seriously, and I'm like, I need fucking padding, and they look at me and like go, we don't sell padding here.
Yeah.
And that's when I really rip into them, and I'll be like, God damn it, where can I get padding? And they say, well, Joe's Padding Emporium is probably where you should go. But Joe is
padding.
There's also a great one called Paddington, which is the bear. It's got a bear logo. It's very good.
Yeah, all plaid all day. All pad all day. Pads Are Us. Another great spot.
Pad the account.
Pad Depot.
Yeah. So they set me straight, and then when I can find the padding, so your falls can be broken. But I understand what you're saying, and what I said. It's like people who are successful are the people who allow themselves to be unsuccessful without freaking out, without hating themselves, because self-help, it's just wild. And what I have learned is that people who are unsuccessful, people who can't give themselves a break, people who are self-hating, they police the people who are successful. They want them to join them because misery loves company. So like we have all these people going, this person sucks, that person sucks, because we want them to join us in a pit of failure. And I have a party often that I called, come to the pit of failure. That's my house. And we have a nice barbecue pit, or what I like to call it, the pit of failure.
Yeah, it's good. That sounds like that'd be a great show idea, by the way. The pit of failure.
Sounds like pedophile too.
A little.
So
bit.
we'd have to change the.
Yeah, we'd have to pit of failure. Pedophile. Yeah. It's right there. It's really.
Pit. Anyway, but I think I think that people who are self-hating then hate others who the people they want to instill the doubt and the fear that they have in them in others, and they really resent other people's ease and success and all that. They really resent that.
Yeah, I know that's true because I fall into that. You know what I mean?
Me too. Me too. So, and by the way, I am a classic example of I have always said this one sucks, that one sucks.
Yeah.
And they do. But partly it's because of my insecurities.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's
Eckhart Tolle, who's one of my sorry I interrupt you.
Please.
But Eckhart Tolle is one of my spiritual advisors. He goes he says you have to welcome success whenever you see it. Welcome it, welcome abundance, something like that. I don't know. I wasn't really lifting. I was jerking off to a Shell Oil convention.
I always have a problem with success because I have learned through religion as a kid to shun pride, like to be very aware of pride. So anytime I felt like I was receiving the glory for something, I'd have to give it up to JC. You know what I mean? Like, that was always.
Well, you don't want to. just to defend one of the most harmful institutions in the world, the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
I want to say that you don't want to become an egomaniac, right?
No.
So in that sense, they're right.
Yeah.
But you do want to pursue what you love.
Yeah.
And, like that, you want to pursue what you love. And I think we've given the people enough on this podcast. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for joining us here on the Apocalypse.
Sorry
podcast.
about that abrupt ending, but that's how it is in the bedroom with me as well.
Oh, I mean, you did go to finishing school.
I did.
You did. You top of your class.
We're finished.
Go to EddiePepitone.com. Check out all of his live tour dates.
I'm finished. All right, baby. I got to get to the coal mine.
Search Apocalypse Soon on YouTube or click the link below and subscribe over there. We're creeping up. We're getting closer and closer to anybody noticing that we're on there, And so someday somebody's going to go, wait a second, what is this channel on YouTube?
Right.
We did have a big pop on one of the episodes a few weeks back, and I have no idea why.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It wasn't huge, but it was like, it was pretty good. But go over to YouTube, check it out. I put out sketches and skits, and you can get all guided meditation, all driving in the rain. You can put it on a playlist and just let it go. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. And thank you, folks, for watching and listening, or both, to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast. No ups.